Hello folks, and welcome back to the channel. I got another video for you guys, but before we get into that, let's get this YouTube stuff out of the way. If you like the following content, hit that like button and then share it on your social media. When you share it on your social media, follow me on that Orange Man Bad app. The link is in the description. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet already. Click the notification bell for all. If you have any questions or comments, leave them right down below the video and I'll get back to you guys because I always read my comments. Those are all the free and easy things you can do to help support the channel. If you want to help me get out from underneath the thumb of the YouTube overlords, look down in the description and use the Ko-Fi link to do a one-time tip or join as a member on the Ko-Fi. Alright guys, let's get into this. Roll that intro. Okay guys, this tutorial we're going to make 3D text in Blender. First we have to have some text. You can use in Blender, you can make 3D text and use the fonts they have there, but we're going to make this text in a custom font. So first we have to have an image. So we're in our Photoshop here. You can use GIMP, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna go with 4096 by 4096. This is 4K in Skyrim and Fallout 4, so that's all good. And now we want to do our text, and I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use Ring Bearer, which is Ring Bearer is the Lord of the Rings text. So the word I want to have is going to be T period A period T. Yeah. Actually, it's got to be capitalized here. So, A period T period gaming. Didn't capitalize. Well. And then just like that. So that is what it is, and it changed at some point. So there's a problem right here. We're gonna go ahead and put that back on our Ring Bearer so that it looks like that. Yes, that is what I want. That is okay right there. So we're gonna go ahead and make that like that, and Control T to make it larger, and stretch this out here about like that. That's good. So we're gonna okay that. Now we're gonna take and we're gonna make this into a PNG file. So save as, and we want to go to PNG. We're going to call this PNG T.A.P. T.A.P. Gaming, just like that. And we are going to put this in this new folder that I have on my desktop. That'll be fine. So we're going to save that. And we want to save it with the transparent background. So save. So that's all good. And that's done there. So now we're going to open up Blender and we're going to go ahead and we're going to start making our 3D model of that title that I just made in Photoshop. Okay, so here we are in Blender. We have our basic default scene. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to delete everything here. And we're going to have just this collection. And we're going to push Shift, then hold A. And we want to go down to Image. But first, before we do that, we're going to go ahead and go to the Z top-down view right here. Then Shift A, and we're going to go down here to Image. And we're going to go to Reference, and we're going to go find that new folder that we just made and grab our T.A.P Gaming reference image, just like that. So that is going to be, that's nice and flat. So as you can see, it's nice and flat. If you always want to make sure to go ahead and click on your Z-axis right here, the Z-axis, so it's top down, just like that. Now we need a plane. So we're going to go ahead and push Shift, hold Shift, push A, go to Mesh, and we'll go to a plane, just like this. Now we're going to need this plane to be bigger. Quite a bit bigger, actually. It doesn't have to encompass the whole image, but you kind of want to make it even here, just like that. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to take this plane and we're going to click our G and then our Z, and then hold Shift and just move it down just a little bit, so that when you look at it, it needs to go down just a little bit more, like that. Click on your Z-axis so that you can see the text above the plane. Hold Shift, go over to this part, and when you're select your plane in your collection here, push Tab and go ahead and click off of it so it's not highlighted, and then you want to use the knife tool. So go ahead and click the knife tool, and as you can see, it does that. So we're going to zoom in here, and we're going to start with this edge right here. Now this is pretty simple. All you do is just go around the entire part right here. You don't have to be perfect. I mean, I'm kind of OCD about this kind of stuff, so I want to retain the little loops, the little bumps and stuff, like right here. And if it gets in close like this and you start having problems, you hold your Shift key and it will let you do some more fine detail like this. And then we'll just go around to here like this. And I'm going to do this all the way around for the first letter, and then we'll skip. I'll show you how to connect it and everything. Then we'll skip to the part where we actually cut this all out. So this is going to be take a little time. Like I said, it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but you know, just do it like this here. Basically just cutting out your letters all the way around. Fairly easy, but we're going to show you how to make it a 3D model. And hold your Shift for more fine detail so that you can kind of get it the rounded edges that you want. Hold shift, there's that rounded edge. Oh yeah, this is about all this is. So we're about half done. Bear with me. Now you can use this, you can make this a 3D model, your text like this. You can do this and you can add, I usually save it as a collada file, a DAE file. And then I can add it into my models when I'm making it, so that there'll be raised 3D text. I recently just did that with a sword that I'm making. Well, a set of swords I made. One of them has the word Vanquisher on the blade in Daedric script, and it is raised Daedric script, and it looks really, really, really cool. So yeah, this is pretty much what it is. Now I'm gonna try to keep this looking pretty much like the text. It, like I said, again, it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. But I do want like the little points and stuff. And remember, when you zoom out to move your image, hold your shift key so that you don't screw up. Because if you screw up like this and then try to do it, it's going to be screwed up. So, you know, you're kind of screwed here if you don't get right there. Try to get it back close, which, as you can see, this is not close. I've screwed up. So we're gonna kind of just quick do this. It should be all right anyway. Shouldn't look too bad. And it connected those, and we didn't want that. And this part I do want to be, I'm kind of guessing here. And if it does that right there, just zoom in, because you want to connector right there, click on it, and then hit your return key. And then when you look at it, you can take and turn this image off. It looks okay. That looks kind of like what I want. So, but you want to try to stay in the absolute Z here, so that it looks, you're getting the top down view. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do the rest of these letters, and then we'll go ahead and show you how to cut this all out. Okay, so here's an interesting problem you're gonna run into. I went ahead and I did this period, and you see this line coming across here. Plus you need to cut this part out here in the middle of the A. So, and when you do that, it'll cause lines like that. Now, when I try to actually cut out this A, we'll show you what the issue is here. We're going to start here with this one, and you'll see how it clicks in tight. And it will, if you try to get closer to it, it'll click on one of those lines. So go ahead and click that. And you want to use that line that actually cuts across the mesh. It'll be okay. Remember to hold your shift key when you move when you're moving the view of it, or otherwise you will end up with what happened before, and that's not a good thing. So we're going to go ahead and see, and here's the problem I run into a lot. When you try to see how it did that, it went and screwed all up. So Control Z, and we're gonna zoom in here and try to get this to go right on this line. We want to get in close and like that, and it did all that. So now we're gonna hold our shift key. Now we can do that line. We want to get in close like that. That's kind of just a thing you might just want to pay attention to, because it is kind of crappy when that happens. And you're going to run into that quite a bit the further you get into your word. So don't mind my shaky hands. That happens to me a lot. Like I said, you don't have to have it completely perfect, unless you want to. If you want to sit there and click this all out to where you have all the edges perfect, that's up to you. That's depending on your OCD level, I guess. Which mine is fairly high, so anybody that really knows me knows when I make my mods for Skyrim or whatever, that I'm really OCD about it. And you can see where I got this. I'm going to go ahead and click that, because I do want to go around this corner like this. You can see that I'm going to have the same problem. So I want to get as close to this as I possibly can. So right there. That's what I'm looking for. And then just like this, and we'll go ahead and finish that word, that right there. Now we can delete some of these faces, so we're going to go ahead and do that. So what you do is you click up here to your select box so that it's nothing is selected. Then click your faces up here and just select the faces you want to remove. Hold your shift key, and it looks like yeah, I can remove that too. So we're going to move those, and then hit your X key and then delete faces. Now the plane's underneath there, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish up, and then we'll continue on. Okay, so I've got this all cut out. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to switch over to my faces here. Now, if you want to switch between them easily, it's just 1, 2 or 3. I'm going to use 3, and then I'm going to select the faces up here. Right now I'm going to hold my shift, and then I'm going to select all these faces, and this will cut all these faces out for me. And I have to click here and then click here, and then this one and this one, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to push X, and I'm going to delete faces. So that gives me that right there, hide your plane, and that is our cutout version of this. Now go ahead and click into your vertice mode right here, and what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to, if you're going to use this in like Skyrim or Fallout 4 or something like that, you're going to want to triangulate the mesh. So we're going to go ahead and click out of edit mode into object mode, and we're going to click on our modifiers right here, and we're going to add a modifier, and we're going to go down and triangulate it. And minimum number of vertices, everything's good. We're just going to go ahead and apply that. So when we come back here, you can see that it's got all the vertices. Now, if you want to do it high poly, you just select all of them by pushing A, and then right click and go ahead and do that, and that'll make it high poly. However, I don't really need to do this. So now we're going to make it 3D. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit our E button, and if you don't have that blue line, just press Z, and we are going to just go ahead and make it 3D like that. And then we are going to go out of that, because what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to put this here to the 3D cursor. So what we're going to go ahead and hit G, then Z, hold our shift key, and move it to where it is pretty much right there. And that's good right there. And then we're going to hold Control, push A, and click all transforms, and save our project as, and I don't want it there, and really have, oh, this will work. We're going to name this T.A.P Gaming Logo, so that we can save our project. So if we ever have to come back and do something to it, we can do that. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go back into edit mode, push A to select everything. We're going to do the UVs. Now, if you do this UV like this, it may work pretty well. So we're going to go down here to our material properties. We're going to add a new material property. We're going to call this T.A.P logo, like that. And then in our shading tab, we're going to add image texture to it, and you can use whatever you want. I've got quite a few textures here in my folder that I use, and I think we'll do some glass, and I think I like the red jewel right here maybe, and then connect this base color up, and then go up here and go to my texture. That looks kind of cool. If you want to tilt it or whatever, whatever you got to do with it, you can do it after. But this looks fairly cool. Now, you'll notice that it's not very glassy looking. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to our UV editor and look at it, and this is why. So what we're going to do is go push our U button, go to Smart UV Project, select Scale to Bounds, Island Margin. I usually use 0.03. You can use whatever. And that will do that right. It'll redo the UV. So we're going to push A to select everything. We're going to go to this UV tab and we're going to pack the islands. So that's pretty good. So now when we look at it, it looks a little bit different. That's much better. So we're going to go ahead and save that project. Now, if you want to use this in some of your other projects, we're going to go ahead and export it to Collada and T.A.P Gaming logo, selection only, UV only selected map, which is for this one, and we're going to export that, and now I can use that in all my other projects. Want to export it as a mesh itself to put it in Skyrim or Fallout 4. I use Nifly exporter. You can pick this up on the Nexus. It's Nifly or whatever the name of it is. I'll look up the mod and go ahead and put the link in the description, even though I don't really like the Nexus. But yeah, but that's how it's done. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. And remember, guys, if you guys found this content helpful, go ahead and click that like button. And then share it on your social media. When you share it on your social media, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And if you got any questions or comments, just leave them underneath the video and I'll get back to you guys. I read all my comments. And if you'd like to help support the channel, use the Ko-Fi link in the description or one of the various options on the various platforms to help support the channel. All right, guys, that's going to be it for this one. Thanks for watching. Remember, till next time, keep your sword sharp. Don't be a milk drinker. And always watch the skies, traveler.